Live now. All right, everyone. Looks like we're back. We're back on it. We're back in it, and we got a new division on the loose, a new league, a new me. Welcome to the RoCARS late model tour, where everyone goes around in loops and they're late model cars. Yes. So far, we have gotten 9 drivers here. 9 drivers is still a lot to say, but we split up to 2 heats here that we split up here in this particular order. While things are set up, there was a bunch of changes in the process of in teams, especially for late models. There's 3 teams actually. You have Wendigo's team here that's owning SDIY BTR, Lego here owning for Buckeye State Racer for BSR, and Checker Flag Motorsports. Yes, that'll be back. I'll be riding number 30 next week, and I'll be able to commentate today. So, yeah, welcome guys. Because me and Aiden will be switching up with the commentating. We'll be driving a number 30 there. Everybody else here has their own car. Looks like people already found a flagman stand. And looks like it's having a bit of a struggle. Anyways, we're back. We're gonna do some little bits of late model league racing here, and especially in a sense that it's probably gonna be a lot of chaos. So we have the heat set it up here, which I can look to here, which Heat 1 will be Land, Parker, Craigus, and Fadio, and Heat 2 would be Wendigo, Benji, Fanta, and Jax. We're gonna talk about these heats when they start. I will say here that Laner did get the pole, so he's able to he's possibly able to officiate most of the races here and there. But right now looks like everybody here is going crazy while we're waiting. But yeah, the schedule for this league is it's gonna be a wild one, especially because next week we're gonna be going on to Dominion, which will be possibly the first race that will be I'll be handling here tonight. Especially on a Thursday. Welcome on a Thursday. We don't usually do this on a Thursday. And here's the bear once again. He's going to scare me in the oh no. That is Craig's car, and he flipped over. Hey, at least he's able to land on its wheels while during spawn, I mean. So looks like we're gonna have 4 drivers in each league. Laner will be joining in the main events as he's got the pole. And look at these skeets right here this year. You can see some drivers you know from the RoCar League, actually, especially Craig is here with the 6-2. That scheme is kind of hot. You have Parker here with the upset win of Daytona, which now runs to 28. There's Fadio joining back in number 8 Toyota machine, and then there's Land right here on the 32. He's gonna step in is full time to see if he can get some late model race wins, and we'll have a great time here. But anywho, we're gonna be starting the timer now, and we're gonna have Craig is on the pole here for Heat 1. It's gonna be 20 laps here, and we're gonna start the late model league here with this green flag, and already it's a scramble out here. And Kragus already handles that lead really well, and looks like a bunch of draft it's going to affect some of these drivers. Fadi will just shoot up all the way to second, and now will shoot up way to first. That driver right there has only gotten one win in the main league, and that was in the Clash, and he is showing some potential raw talent right in front of the late models league, and Craig's to slow him up to third now, and now it leaves land up to the second, and Parker into the end of the pit road wall. He's gonna try to drive on there, while Fadio is going to post his way there. You don't usually see new drivers out like these, and he's not a new one. He is especially a really talented one. Very good raw talent here for this A car, especially taking over this heat so far, while Land and Craigs are trying to catch up. Oh, a big... What just happened there? That was Land on top of Craigus, and that caused a caution. What happened there? I caught that on stream. What just happened to that 32 machine? And Land, he's crunched up like hundreds of thousands of dollars with late model cars during practice, and that's gonna affect him a ton. First caution happens, and they all bundle up back on the field, and now we're gonna set the laps back to up to 2 laps. Not sure anybody's gonna be pitting here. It looks like Land's gonna be pitting, so we're going to have pits open this time for the first time in the late models league. So far, we just saw possibly the first caution, especially in the first wreck, in the craziest wreck you would see in Bowman Gray, especially when the heats are rolling around, and that 32 bottom might be flipped up, and not surprised, everybody's gonna go into pits, and everybody's gonna see if it can take it. Oh, and contact in pit road, the leader Fadio and Land get into together. They're both teammates here, and looks like Fadio is gonna take the pit road strategy here. We're gonna see how the other drivers do it. Looks like Parker is a bit stuck right there. He's gonna be able to handle on. Like it's going to be the same orientation here for this, so we're gonna have a green this time here. So far, Fadio, I'm going to just say here, I'm not surprised that he's showing the best talent that he has. Land and Craigus, they're still veteran drivers. They could still see if they can get themselves into the main event, and Parker is still walking on the waters a little bit, but we're gonna handle this green flag here for its second restart here now, and looks as though a good start for Fadio once again. That 32 is still coasting by. He's running the bottom lane really hard. Bragus and Parker are fighting in the back right now, and looks as though it's going to be between Fadio and Land here that can handle the position, but Parker passes Craigus, and Land hits almost a start finish line wall, and that's going to be between him and Parker, and they get into it together, and the caution comes out now as Land and Parker get into together down the back stretch, and while Fadio was pulling away. And that leaves another caution to Land in the 32 and Parker in the 28. Looks like we got a fan over there. That's the 20. That's the 87 of Jax right there. We're gonna be handling that for Heat 2. We're gonna have a take 2 run here as Fadio will get that green flag once again. as he's going to have a really good start once again. Looks like the 62 just moved up a little bit, and the 32 almost a little bit of contact between both of them, and they washed up. And look at that 28 move over that 62 on the inside lane. That 32 is still rolling by while the 8 is pulling away. There's still one more chance. There's still one more spot here to get to the main event, is get to the second position, which Land is there right now. And Land gets a bit of problems there. That leaves Parker potentially a chance to make the pass. There he goes in the inside. The inside run goes to the 28 machine. He's going at it with that Sunny D sponsorship and BSR. Look at him right now, coasting his way to potentially get into the main event. Will Land and Kragus try to find a way, though? Land a little bit to the grass, gets a little bit caught up with Kragus still. Fadio's still pulling away, but it's going to be between the 3 in the back. Looks like Land is getting pulled away there from Parker. He's riding a little bit across the wall. The 62 trying to come in into there too. It's going to be a long way there for that 32 machine. That 28 kind of washed up a little bit, but it's going to handle with 3 more to go as they cross the start finish line. Fadio with the raw talent is going to be able to potentially win Heat 1 and make it to the main event, but Parker is possibly coming to mix, coming to 2 to go. Already across the backstretch goes Fadio. He is lightning fast here. And here's the white flag. This is going to be the fight here for that position. Parker already in the inside. Land got a really, looks like a really squirmy exit, but it's going to be between this turn, and Parker is going to do it. Fadio and Parker will move on into the main event as Land and Kragus will crash into each other into turn 1, and they will be out of the contention for this main event, and that gives Fadio and Parker the position to move on. What an incredible race there for that 28 machine. Apparently Parker showed up with 4th, but he shows now that he's gonna be moving on to the main event with Laner. So we have now is Laner, Fadio, and Parker. And it's really surprising to hear from Parker, especially. He only's gotten 1 Cup win and 2 Truck Series wins, and he's able to come into the Bowman Gray main event. And now we're gonna see what happens there after this, as we're gonna go into the next 20 or so laps handling the Heat 2 race. We're still going to be streaming. We're going to be streaming all the heats here, because this will be a quick chop on chop here for this race. We got the next Heat 2, the final heat here actually will be Wendigo, Benji, Fantafusion, and Jax. Now we're gonna look at this lineup, hopefully in order, and that 87 is flipped over. Okay. So here we go. Here's the 87 of Jax here, running like the number font 87, like Joe Nemechek here. There's the 15 of Wendigo here, and the Caterpillar car and the Toyota. Weirdly enough, everybody else is Chevy except for Wendigo. So there could be a mix between potentially a Toyota Chevy Ford show if anything happens. So we'll see what happens here, especially these 3 right here, the 87, 91 of Benji, 98 of Fantafusion. These are new these are teammates for Checkered Flag Motorsports that are handling there. But 20 laps, here we go. As we haven't called, apparently it's not called a green yet. There it goes. We're gonna start the green flag here, as that 87 is gonna pull away in this first lap. Oh, and already on top goes the 15 of Wendigo, and already He gets into a wreck. The 91 gets it into the pit road entrance wall as the caution comes out. The first time in Heat 2, the leader just crashed into the backstretch exit of turn 2, and that's gonna hurt for that 87 machine. Already we're seeing some crazy A racing here, as Wendigo would take that lead after that 87 getting into that wall. And we're gonna see a green this time now. Fusion went up 2 spots. The new driver here that's coming into Checker Flag Motorsports here as Wendigo will handle it. Oh! Everybody almost gets the wall except for Jax. Here comes the new man of Fusion. Gets into the 15 of Wendigo as he's gonna pull up to the lead. What a start here for this debut driver, especially his first time full start. The 98 pulling as much as he can. That 15 is still pulling fast here. Wendigo is still a pretty decent competitor to actually compete with to try to get into the main event. But both of them could have a chance to make it in. But here's that 87 comeback once again. 3 wide and Bowman Gray and 1598 getting to the exit of turn 2. And getting together goes the 98 and 15. Caution comes out again. That 80 and that 87 91 will be up 2 spots now to try to see if they can make it into the main event. As so far, looks like the 15 and 98 will mutually assert themselves here, as we're gonna come into the potentially a green this time, potentially, as Jax will be back in the lead while Benji in 91. So far, Fusion 98 pulling a pretty decent run here in his first start, while Jax and Benji here riding in the Checker Flag Motorsports here. They're gonna handle the green flag once again. Jax moves up way high and gets into a bit of a wall. Bit of contact there in the back between Fusion and Jax, and Fusion dives in and gets to the 15 of Wendigo. That leaves between Jax and Benji as now the caution comes out again. That 98 is going everywhere right now in that Fanta sponsorship. As we're gonna potentially have our 4th restart here. Looks like pits will be open. Nobody's gonna be taking it. It's going to be 25. It's gonna be 24 laps now, as there'll be a green this time for Benji here. And looks like Wendigo is down a lap for some reason. And that happened when Parker was trying to get to that position, and looks like as though he's gonna make himself into the lead lap. So it looks like Benji is gonna handle the 4th restart here, along with Jax, Fusion, and Wendigo. And looks like Benji's got a clean shot here, not hitting the wall, as Jax slightly touched the wall along with the other 2 in the back. There's the 91 pulling up the speed so far. The 87 pulling up here to try to lock in that 2nd place spot. But Fusion up to 3rd still. He's still able to try to pounce. There's that fight for that 2nd position here. A little bit of a bump goes to the 98. A little bit of aggressive move there goes to him. Here's that 87 on the outside. He's going to give in that position, but will he give it enough? 98 getting that bump from the 87. The 15 is still waiting in the wings if anything happens between these 2 drivers, while Benji is pulling away in that 91 machine. Fusion holding that 2nd place position really well right now. Here comes the Wendigo in the 15, trying to squeeze into that fight here between the 2 Chevys up front. Jax and Fusion. He's the oddball out. in this heat so far as the Toyota era. A little bit of smoke goes, so it goes to 91. And here comes Phantom Fusion getting into the lead alongside Benji and Jax. Jax is going to move on to the inside. That's going to leave Benji out of contention right now, but Phantom Fusion could have a chance. A bit of banging and bumping their bumpers right now goes behind the last three as Phantom Fusion's pulling away to potentially win a heat too. A little bit of contact between Wendigo and Benji. Jax trying to pull it away to get that last position to get himself into the main heat. 2 more to go. Wendigo tries to go for it. It's between Phantom Fusion and Jax now. Wendigo trying as hard as he could. Phantom Fusion with that white flag here. And Wendigo and Benji will be fighting much in third, but it's not going to be enough. Phantom Fusion wins Heat 2 alongside Jax here, that he's going to be winning that final transfer spot. And that leaves Wendigo out. And here we have it's Laner, Fadio, Parker, Phantom Fusion, and Jax. Now I'm just gonna be sure that they'll be able to I'm pretty sure Kragus will be able to handle the cautions, especially in this race. We're going nighttime here in this race, and this will be a weird lineup here, especially as Laner will be the first to start that race, and this will potentially see who could potentially win the clash on a Thursday. So 80 laps, and this is gonna be a really big one here in this league. So there is Phantom Fusion, and he just spawned up here, and he's on his side. I'm pretty sure it's going to end the race. He's going to end the race. So right now, Phantom Fusion, you need to know that you got if someone announces you, at least on your car, unless it's misclicked, then that's fine. And there is that flying 22, and he's upside down once again. Back on its wheels, and now he's ready to race. A backup car here for the 22 after his hauler broke, and looks like he's gonna be the he's gonna be actually the not one of the other forts that could come in. He's gonna try to see alongside Parker. It's between 2 Chevys, 2 Fords, and 1 Toyota here, and this will be kind of nuts here between these 5 drivers here. Laner up first, Fadio in second. Fadio with the best raw talent so far, could potentially win this clash if any case, but don't mind between these two and Jax in the back, especially these 3 were actually having a really good time there. But we're gonna see what happens here in this main event, as Laner will be starting the 80 laps here in this main event in the clash. Thursday at night, green flag here, Bowman Gray. I said Roman Gray. And here comes Fadio already on the inside. Phantom Fusion on the inside as well. These Laners trying to get past, getting passed by 2, probably 3 cars. Parker out here in the mix. Fadio showing as much talent as he can, and here are the 2 orange companies battling out as Laner and looks like Jax get into together. No caution yet, and now it'll be a caution. And looks like Parker hit the exit pit wall there in the back. First caution happens, and that's gonna happen in the back between the pole sitter and one of the one of the teammates for CFM that was able to have two of the drivers to come into the main event. As we're gonna handle it's gonna handle take two here with this green flag, as a little bit of contact there in the wall goes to Laner. Oh, so close there goes to Phantom Fusion. He almost got to the bumper of that 8 car, and looks like Parker's gonna try to steal that position over Phantom Fusion as Laner and Jax will be fighting out there 4th and 5th. And look like Phantom Fusion. Oh, and Parker hits the exit wall once again. That's the second time in this main event that he hits over there. No caution yet. It's going to be Phantom Fusion now in second, but will he try to catch up to the Raw Town Magician Fadio right there? I almost said Parker. There's Laner there in the backup car up to 3rd right now. Still managing his ride. Jax over there in 4th right now. Jax trying to managing his new team here for Checkerfly Motorsports, running the Chevy here alongside Benji and Phantom Fusion. Phantom Fusion in the heat race, who's actually getting a decent second so far. It's a battle here for second though, because Laner is really close to Phantom Fusion's bumper. Jax got a little bit in the wall there out of turn 4. But Fadio has been pulling away with these laps. And so far, oh, and Jax gets wall clipped. He almost got into contact with Parker as he's going to move away from Parker to not cause any conundrum here, as there's a beat and bang of it here between the 98 and the 22. Two battles, battle for second and 4th. What an incredible ride to see. And oh, 98 and 22 getting together. And the 87 gets involved. The 22 caution comes out. Looks like the 87's riding on the wall there. Don't know what he's doing right now. Don't know if his car is still able to handle more of it though. As we're going to handle our looks like our 3rd caution here. Pits will be open next time, and looks like as though it's going to be nobody. It's going to be a green flag here once again. A really real random green flag, but Fadio is still able to handle the mix. 28 in the 8's bumper. All over the smoke there goes the 8. Here comes Parker in the 28 machine. The 98 joining in the mix. A bit of contact there in the back. And there's a wreck. The 98 and the 8 and the 20 get involved. No caution just yet, and now it does. The two orange shoes companies getting together. The sponsorships rivaling each other. And apparently Parker's 4 laps down during this main event.
Kragus, can we not go right after you say that the pits are open? It's almost caused a wreck on the front row a couple times.
And there's Fadio's radio talking to the officiator there about the about that. And looks like Jax will be pitting alongside, and Fadio will not be pitting. He's gonna be the one that's staying out. Everybody else will come out here to pit. And looks like Laner is the first taker there up front. And already a pit road wreck, and there's a spin over there. That is between Phantom Fusion and Parker, as Parker has to respawn his car, and looks as though he's gonna drop his way to the back. Or it looks like he's gonna go into 3rd. And we're gonna wait until Phantom Fusion after that. Yeah, conundrum happening in pit road. And that was between 2 orange sponsorships. Jax will handle second, while Laner will get third, as Fadio will be handling the lead pack for green this time. We're going to the restart zone. And Fadio already a good start once again. Jax on the second here. You might have some clean air to try to see if you can work with that 8 machine. Oh, a contact made! 8 and 87 get into together. Will the 87 still fight back though? He is in clean air right now. Could he try to see if he can get to that 8 once again? 28 got a little bit of the bumper there from that 98 machine. Fan of Fusion. And look at Jax following that pack. 3 wide in the back, 2. Laner's pulling up to third now. And look at Jax in that 87 machine pulling up. And there goes the bump. Fadio's still able to handle on, but it's Jax up here rivaling with that Toyota machine there. Toyota versus Chevy up front in this clash, while Fan of Fusion is ready to pounce if anything goes wrong. The A7 is really close there. It's 2 Chevys, that's second and third, and that 8 machine is still riding up first, while Jax is still trying to battle out if anything happens, as he's gonna not give up. And looks like Jax is stopping a little bit of speed. Gets the bump from that 98 machine. Seeing that 98 could try to see if he can get some run up here. You can see there's some of the fans right here, especially who were trying to go to the main event and then failed, but they're able to see what's going on in this masterpiece so far, especially at Bowman Gray. Fan of Fusion ready to point out his great debut race so far, getting into the main event and coming and actually battling up for the lead. And there goes Jax there on the inside. Teammates battling it out here. It looks like Jax is going to take that position, but will he try to catch up to that number 8 machine? There's that 98 that's going to get back up to second once again. Both of them are fighting right now, but that gives Fadio a big chance to pull away. Look at Fadio right now in that number 8. Originally, he was going to go into the Chevy machine, but he moved himself, got with Wendigo, and moved up into the Toyota machine. A little bit of no contact wall goes to him, but he's still able to roll away. While it looks like the 98's... Oh! And the same thing happens again! And looks as though it's going to be another caution here. And that was a stack up here. And looks like Parker went up 2 spots. 98 a Fan of Fusion went flying. The 2 teammates for Checker 5 Motorsports get into each other. And that 98 flew. Coming to the exit of turn 2. And Jax and Laner will be pitting. The other 3 will be staying out. Fadio coming into the strategy, which originally I actually was doing during practice, so that's kind of ironic. There's a 22 machine. He's handling the back so far, staying a bit silent, especially as the pole sitter. Getting the pole in the clash. And he's running in the back so far. We're gonna see if it's a green this time, as Jax and Laner will catch up. And already Laner gets into the turn 4 wall there in the back. Looks like Laner's about to catch up. Looks like he will catch up here. It'll be a green this time here, as Fadio, dominant car on the field, dominant car in the race, will take the green flag once again. And there's the 28 of Parker. A little bit to the grass goes him. Jax joining in the mix. He went on an outside run there and passed Parker on the outside lane and looking to fight against Fadio once again. The other 3 are struggling to fight in the back. We're already almost halfway through, and that 87.8 are bumper to bumper right now. Look at this. A bit of contact, and here comes Jax. A bit of contact there. Goes into his left. His left front rear. A bit of contact once again. Almost a 3 wide. I am mumbling right now how much craziness is happening here at Bowman Gray. Jax a bit into the wall. Fabio up to get a chance. Laner and Jax side by side. Fan of Fusion in the 4th while Parker is trying to sit back in 5th. It's already a stack up here between the 4 cars that made to the main event. One of them the pole sitter. Jax on the outside lane once again. Fan of Fusion on the inside. Getting into together goes to Checker Flag Motorsports teammates. Here it comes. Later, a bit of the bumper goes to the 8. Not enough just yet. That 8 machine is powering through right now as he's pulling away possibly the most laps so far. And look at Jax pulling ahead in front of Laner, taking that 2nd position here. As looks like Fabio is going to scoot away here. But look at Jax with that amazing run. Fanatic run goes to the Checker Flag Motorsports Chevy. Here he comes once again. He's gonna take that position now, and Fabio gets spun around by Laner. He's into the grass, a 1-car spin, no caution just yet. Fabio running on old tires and fuel. Jax the new leader in this main event. Incredible ride there for that 87 machine, pulling out potentially the Checker Flag Motorsports biggest day of his life. Looks like Buckeye State Racing here, number 22, is still able to pounce. Fabio looks like he... Oh, and Jax gets in the turn 4 wall. He wall pops there once again. A lot of cars with wall popping there in Bowman Gray. And that takes the pole sitter. That takes Laner, the pole sitter, up in front. And so far, he's been silent in the back, but he's now dominating up front, while Fan of Fusion up 2nd and Jax 3rd. Fabio is actually coming up quite a bit right now. Look at him run right now, especially coming to turns 1 and 2. And Fan of Fusion, already a really good debut race so far for him, especially handling that 2nd position, as he's trying to see if he can try to catch up to that 22 machine who's been back now up front. And already contact goes to the 98 and 2-car slid. The 87 and looks like the 8 of Fabio getting involved. The caution will come out once again. A huge hit goes between the 2 drivers that have been fighting in the lead for so much. That'll be handled in the back with that caution. And pits will be open this time. 22 in the lead. 98 up to 2nd. And Parker up to 3rd. Looks like Fan Fusion might be pinning. No, he might not. He's going to stay away for the pits alongside a 22 of Laner. Oh, and the 8 hits out of the exit wall there. He's gonna stop there a little bit. He's gonna give room for some of the drivers to come in, to group up, and potentially see if he can go for a green next time. And here he comes. So far, the 28 is 8 laps down. I still don't know why Bowman Gray was doing that. Looks like the 22 and 87 got the same treatment as well. Looks like the 87 looks like they're gonna try to get their laps back. So we might have to wait for this. Looks like they're trying to get their laps back as soon as possible. And already a wreck there under caution. 3 cars involved. Everyone's still able to try to make it back. As we're handling at lap 55. Looks like Fusion is coming into the mix trying to get his lap back. Everybody's trying to get his lap back. And Fadio would be out of the mix apparently. Everybody's had to catch up to Fadio, but it looks like Fadio will catch up to everybody else. A bit of a conundrum here in the main event so far after that caution. And there's the red flag thrown at lap 56. As there's a bit of confusion happening during the lead positions. Pretty sure Fadio was able to, Fadio was third. And especially Parker, I'm pretty sure Parker was fourth. And Jax is fifth. So basically Fadio is, he just needs to catch up. Given word there for the officiators. It's Laner will stay in the lead alongside Fusion, as we still haven't gone through haven't got to the green flag just yet. Looks like Fadio is gonna try to catch up. Looks like could be a green this time here, and looks like it'll be a green this time. Laner up front went from back to the front here. He's gonna take the green flag here as Fusion will see if he try to pounce. And a bit of him goes into the bumper to 22. The 8 is steamrolling here. And there goes the 8 and the 98 into the middle turn 3 and 4 wall. No caution just yet. And there goes the caution there once again. And almost a spin there. Parker and Jax get into each other. And Fadio will be trying to try to get back up to the cars that are joined up. And we'll go for a green next time. So Laner so far is getting a few laps led. Jack's also getting a few laps led, but Fadio with a dominant run up front. Looks like he's struggling in the back a little bit, but we'll see if his talent will still be focused on these last 20 laps. As a green flag will wave once again. Nice start there by the 87 of Jax. Looks like he's got a bit of a bumper there from the 28. The 22 already on the inside. A little bit of conundrum there from the 28 of Parker. That leads 87 back up front to second. That 22 car is going fast, but here comes Fadio running in the old tires. He is steamrolling right now. Looks like he's trying to get in front of Jax. We're going to see this fight here up to second, potentially first. As, and a bit of contact goes to the 87. Bit of contact there in the back with Fusion and Parker. Will Fadio still able to hang on while the 87 catches the 22? 22 moves up a little bit. 87 trying to handle the outside lane. 87 with a pretty strategic move here on the outside. It looks like Fadio here is trying to follow. Looks like it, and here he comes. Inside lane he goes. He's already caught up with the 87 and the 22. And a bit of contact here. 3 wide across the start-finish line. And that 8 is steamrolled from third to first. Incredible run there by that 8 car as he's trying to roll his way up from back once again. And there's the bump here. 87 not giving up. These two are on a rivalry right now as they're beating and banging each other. Look at that 87 and 8 rolling along. That 22 there is just watching these two fight, trying to see if these two would have a problem. These two are just battling out positively, I would just say. We're on 11 to go. Oh, and Jack hits the exit pit road wall. That's going to potentially end the rivalry there, as Fadio will be steamrolling away. And we'll see if he can try to get to that checker flag, or will Laner try to catch up. Looks like the 3 cars are handling the back here. Looks like Jax is still not giving up. He's up to 3rd. But will he have enough to try to catch up to that 22 car? That he's still rolling on old tires, but he's still taking advantage to get up here. The dominant car in the Toyota will possibly get himself his actual second Clash win, if you say combined, but his first Clash win, potentially back to back. 6 laps to go, and that 8 is steamrolling away here as everybody else tries to fight for it up front. As looks as though that 8 was a good addition to that Toyota team with Wendigo as the owner. And look at that, look at it rolling here as we're going cruising our way, more laps down, as we're about to be 3 to go now. What a day for that 8 machine. Went up the front, dominated the front, struggled the back, but had a good redemption up front. That 8 car will be they're gonna catch your eyes on this 8 car. And there's the white flag here. One more time around for Fadio. He's gonna do it. He's gonna make his first Clash win here. And Fadio in that Brass Pro Shots machine wins it at the Clash. Laner second. Looks like, oh, and Jax hits the pit entrance wall again. Looks like, oh, and Fanta Fusion will barely take a 4th. And that's it. Fadio would win the Clash at Bowman Gray, and looks as though he's gonna try to burn it out. And Fanafusion already running his best race, especially up front. Especially coming into the first debut race, coming to the main event. What an awesome day here for some of these drivers, and especially Fadio, who's coming back into this league. Had a bit of problems there, especially in the main league of RoCAR. Wanted to come back, wanted to show his true potential, and he wins. And he's burning it out here at the little bit of a coliseum here at Bowman Gray. And look at that 8 sliding around there, coming into turn 4, and he's burning out on the front stretch. What a good battle here, especially in the beginning to the end, and especially that 8 machine. We rolled around here to see if he can get more potential. And potentially next week. Next week is Dominion. We don't know when it's gonna happen here, but Fadio is gonna celebrate his Thursday win. Don't usually get a Thursday wins that often. He's going at it here, across the start finish line to win it. The winners is still glitched for some reason. I don't know why. Let's get a little bit of interview here, real quick here for Fadio while Craigus will try to rejoin. So So yeah, Fabio, you raced really hard in the beginning, a little struggle in the middle, but you were bouncing back to the end, and you pulled away with these four drivers. How does it feel to be back in this league and try to dominate that race?
Pretty good. Feels pretty good. I'm not. I tell you, I really don't know. I really don't know how I did it. I'm not sure how it happened. I figured because of the tire thing, as soon as the restarts happen, I would get totally plowed over, and I did get totally plowed over a couple times. But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, Fabio, especially this is your second Clash win. If you say in total, next week would be Dominion. Do you have any thoughts here potentially for next week at Dominion? Any thoughts?
Not really. I haven't ran any laps there. Not familiar with the track at all, so that maybe will make it a little bit more interesting for me. I always like going to new tracks. I always like learning new tracks and learning new things and learning new ways to pass and all that. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Hopefully it'll be a good run just like it was this week.
Let's see. Well, there it is. Fabio's first Clash win here at Bowman Gray. Huge congrats to him and his 8 Toyota machine, getting himself Toyota's first win and potentially a dominant driver here. Be on the lookout for him coming to this league. We don't know if anybody else is gonna do interviews right now, so we'll just see if anybody would take it. And looks like Laner's gonna take one already on top right here, right next to Parker right here, who also came into the main event. As here we are with Laner here in a number 22 machine. Laner, you were the pole sitter. You were struggling in the back. You were still able to bounce back a good second place finish. What could have you changed during that point with the with that racing sort of haps?
I don't really know that we could have changed much. Honestly, I don't really think that we had a ton of speed today. So I'm kind of glad to finish second. Yeah, I don't really even know how we won the poll, honestly. I don't know. I was honestly just glad to make the main event. So, yeah, pretty cool to finish second. Yeah, and congrats to Fadio on the win. He definitely earned it.
All right. Well, you got any thoughts for next week potentially for Dominion next week?
I'm not gonna lie, like I don't even remember what the track looks like, so I don't know what to tell you about it. Yeah, we'll wait and see when we get there. Hopefully, the Shell Pennzoil card makes it next week.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Laner. Laner with a pretty solid second place here. We'll see what happened there next week here at Dominion. Thanks, Laner.
Thank you.
Anywho, we're still looking for anybody else who wants to interview here. Looks like Fadio here is celebrating there in the back. Across the start finish line alongside his teammates. Looks like Parker's gonna handle an interview here. So apparently Parker here. Parker, you have a new little malware right here, new laptop, new everything. You're just trying to test the waters, especially for this late model league. Be able to make it the main event. Any thoughts?
I mean, I'm just honestly excited to make the main event. I mean, that was honestly the main goal coming in here. So, I mean, we'll definitely take a third place finish here today. Had a lot of fun.
I see. Well, you got any thoughts possibly for next week? Have you seen next week's race for Dominion, or do you not have any thoughts?
No, but I'll be sure to get some practice in. Honestly, the goal will just be to make the race.
All right. Well, it's a little bit short here, but thank you, Parker. And there it is, Parker up to third place finish here. Pretty solid day for BSR's rookie here for this race. Thank you, Parker. And looks as that we might be done here. for interviews wise. We don't know who the other three will be interviewing right now, so we're gonna end it here just so we don't cause any more waste of time. Oh, looks like Wendigo is he wants to interview. Number 15 here wants to interview here the owner of his team for or it looks like his team. So Wendigo, you didn't make the main event. You did see your teammate here win on the Clash Waste once again.
I got one thing to say, and if you have soundboards muted, that's a real shame.
I have soundboards muted, Wendigo. All right. Well, Wendigo, number 15 driver here. Looks like he's gonna try to take care of next week alongside other drivers. I don't want to take care of that team right there. I don't know Lan wants to interview. Oh, looks like Lan does want to interview. Everybody's gonna want to interview here. Alright, we might go one more interview here. So alright, Land. You didn't make the lane event, but you did handle a pretty decent battle there in the Heat 1 race there, but do you have any thoughts you could have potentially changed to maybe make the main league? Any thoughts?
Listen, I'm here cause just to have fun. Like, I've not been good on short tracks in years. So next off season, if we can have a road course late model program, that would be awesome. That would be fun. But the mobile one late model, I almost said 20. The 32 was pretty fast, but yeah, you need to start digging in your butt, Twin.
I see. Do you have any thoughts possibly like possibly next week's race?
Dog, it's an hour by hour event for me. I don't know, man. I wasn't even expecting to make this one, so I don't know, man. Can anyone save this interview?
Start digging in your butt, Twin.
Start digging in your butt.
It's the best team, man. It's the best team.
All right, Lan, thank you for your interview, man. Well, there's your entire team right here, non-sci audio for this new Toyota team here. I'm gonna leave quick because I gotta do something, but thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you guys at Dominion 8. It's gonna be commentating there next week, so we'll see what happens.